All right, welcome to this explainer. We're going to dive straight into the cold, ghostly world of Stave 1 of A Christmas Carol. Our goal here? To give you all the key analysis you need to absolutely smash that GCSE English Lit exam.
Okay, so here's our game plan. We're going to start by meeting Ebenezer Scrooge himself. Then we'll see how Christmas starts to challenge him, look at that creepy, ghostly knocker, and really dig into Marley's heavy chains. And we'll wrap it all up with the key takeaways you'll need. Let's do this.
So, we're kicking things off with the man himself, Ebenezer Scrooge. Dickens wastes absolutely no time throwing us into the story, right on a freezing Christmas Eve, and he wants us to know exactly who this covetous old sinner is from the get-go.
Right away, Dickens just drops us into this cold, miserable scene. I mean, look at that description. Cold, bleak, biting weather. This is a classic Dickens move. It's called pathetic fallacy, which is just a fancy way of saying the weather is reflecting what a character is feeling inside. So this isn't just window dressing. That biting cold, that's Scrooge. It's a direct mirror of his own frozen heart.
And just look at this list of words Dickens uses to describe him. Squeezing, wrenching, grasping, scraping, clutching. These are really aggressive physical verbs, right? They're not passive at all. They really paint this picture of a man who is actively, taking and draining the life and warmth from absolutely everything and everyone around.
Okay, you're definitely going to want to remember this quote for the exam. The similes here are just brilliant. First, hard and sharp as flint. It perfectly gets across how harsh he is, but there's a little hint of something more, isn't there? I mean, flint can create a spark of fire, even if no one's managed to strike it yet. And then solitary as an oyster. Wow. That just perfectly captures how he shut himself away in this hard shell, completely isolated from the rest of the world.
Now, Scrooge has built this little miserable world for himself, but it's all about to get turned upside down. A few visitors show up, and each one is going to put his whole miserly worldview to the test. First up, his nephew Fred comes knocking. Fred is what we call a character foil, which basically means he's the complete opposite of Scrooge, and he's there to make Scrooge's own personality stand out even more. You've got Fred, who's all warmth and generosity, and then you've got Scrooge, who's, well, bah, humbug. It's like night and day, and their conversation is this fantastic clash of two totally different ways of looking at the world. And, wow, this line really shows you the sheer violence of Scrooge's hatred for Christmas. I mean, he doesn't just dislike it, he literally wants to boil anyone who says Merry Christmas in their own pudding. It's such an extreme, over-the-top statement, that's hyperbole for you, and it just reveals how deep his hatred for humanity really goes.
So, after he deals with Fred, two portly gentlemen show up asking for a donation to the poor. And how do you think Scrooge responds? Well, his answer here introduces one of the biggest, most important themes in the whole book, social responsibility.
Get ready, because this next quote is just shockingly cruel. This is another one you absolutely have to know for the exam. When he asks, "Are there no prisons?" he's basically washing his hands of any personal responsibility. He's saying, hey, the government has institutions for that, it's not my problem. And then that final line, decrease the surplus population, it's just chilling. He's echoing some really cold-hearted economic ideas from the time, essentially saying the poor are just an extra number, an inconvenience that should just go away.
All right, so Scrooge heads home after his usual lonely, miserable dinner. And this is where Dickens really starts to ramp up the tension and build this incredible sense of supernatural suspense. We're about to get spooky.
And Dickens does something really clever here. He makes a point of telling us that Scrooge has, and I quote, as little of what is called fancy about him as any man. Basically, he's the most down-to-earth, no-nonsense, unimaginative guy you could ever meet. He is the last person on Earth who would ever believe in ghosts. And that's exactly why what's about to happen is so unbelievably powerful and terrifying.
So what did he see? In the door knocker, something he's seen 1,000 times before, a face suddenly appears. But whose face is it?
You guessed it. It's not just any face, it's Marley's face. His old business partner, Jacob Marley. The same Jacob Marley who's been dead for 7 years. At this moment, the supernatural has just smashed its way right into Scrooge's cold, logical, predictable world.
And this leads us to the main event of Stave 1, Marley's heavy chains. This isn't just a face and a knocker anymore. Oh no. The ghost of Jacob Marley himself appears, and he has a terrifying warning for Scrooge, one that is literally a matter of life and death. Just look at this image. Marley's ghost is dragging this long, heavy chain. And if you look closely, you'll see what it's made of.
Cash boxes, keys, padlocks, ledgers. It's not a random punishment. This chain is a physical symbol of his greed. He is literally weighed down for all eternity by the things he cared about in life.
And this is the most terrifying part. Marley says, "I wear the chain I forged in life." Think about that. He made it himself, link by link. This wasn't some punishment handed down from above. He is completely 100% responsible for his own eternal misery. And that is a powerful, chilling warning for Scrooge, who is, right at that moment, forging his own chain. So, Scrooge is trying to be polite, right? He calls Marley a good man of business, and the ghosts reply, well, it's one of the most important lines in the entire novella. It gets right to the heart of what social responsibility really means.
Business. Mankind was my business. This is it. This is the central message of A Christmas Carol. Dickens is completely redefining what business should mean. It's not about making money. Your real business, he's saying, is taking care of other people. Charity, mercy, kindness. That's the business of life. And it's the lesson Scrooge has to learn if he wants to save his soul.
And with that, Marley delivers his final warning. Scrooge is going to be haunted by 3 more spirits. This is what sets up the whole rest of the story. It's not just going to be a random haunting. It's a structured intervention, a final chance for Scrooge to escape the exact same fate as his old partner.
Okay, let's wrap this up. Here are the key takeaways from Stave 1. If you're cramming for your exam, this is the slide you really need to pay attention to.
So you've got 3 main things going on. First, Scrooge's character is established. Dickens shows us exactly how isolated, greedy, and cold he is. Second, the main theme is introduced. Marley's ghost spells it out for us. Social responsibility is key. And third, the plot is set in motion. We now know the 3 spirits are coming, and that's the roadmap for Scrooge's transformation. Easy as 1, 2, 3. And there you have it. That's Stave 1 all wrapped up. Marley's ghost has offered Scrooge this one last chance, a path to redemption. But it leaves us with a massive question, doesn't it? Is one night really enough to undo a whole lifetime of being, well, Scrooge? As we move forward, we're going to see just what it takes to finally thaw that frozen heart of his.